How's it going here, folks? How are we doing? Welcome to the Just the Delinquent podcast this time. The Delinquent POTcast. Whoa. What do I mean exactly? Okay, this is what I mean. So the Delinquent Podcast, not the Delinquent Podcast episode of Mr. Williams' Neighborhood. Mr. Williams' Neighborhood will be shown again tomorrow on a Saturday. That's usually my pocket time right there. If I can get a few more in, but I don't. I like to let it sit, see how many views I can get, how much interest I can gain on that one show, one or two per week. It's always fun to kick loose, folks. So just shouting out those out there who are just getting off of work, just getting back in the house. Especially those. Those have been chilling all day. I mean, come on, man. That's just not real life. But if you're smoking, I guess you're smoking. But for those who have been working, just getting off, just trying to unwind, hey, and you're over 18, by the way. Whoop. New smoking law. Not so much a weed smoking law, but with the tobacco products that are used, bottom line. 21, folks. I told you it was coming. And it has come. Now, while you can still join the military on your own by the time you turn 18, but you still cannot. You can't drink or smoke cigarettes or buy tobacco products until you're 21 years of age. Brave new world, folks. By the way, in case you're wondering, because this is a Delinquent Podcast, I am watching The Mummy, the Dark Universe version of The Mummy. That, of course, stars Tom Cruise and Sophia Boutella as the, much maligned and terrifying female mummy. I just don't know. I guess I'm a bit of a weird kid. That when it comes to a woman who is beautiful and can be scary, I think it's kind of sexy. This is my thing.
Hey, buddy. Scared the shit out of me.
But want to hear something?
You know what's happening. Dead. No, but you're gonna wish you were.
Oh my God, Nick.
Jeez. What's happening? Where am I? Who's in charge here?
Well, let's do a new version of this because now a different one is going to be coming on Mainframe Media, where I go through more of the, when I do the Mainframe Media buffet, I'm going to be talking about all the TV and movies that I'm seeing, that I'm liking, and things like that. So we're going to be doing that there. So here, we're just going to be doing some munchy, junky, some junk foodie type stuff. So
Nobody found all their signs of life.
I guess I need to go ahead and one thing that I've been noticing, let me turn this down a little bit. One thing that I hadn't noticed is that recently, a little bit of an obscure situation. I'm not sure how many people out there. I know some people in my circles are probably aware of Aries Spears of Mad TV, more notably, but notably from some other people is, of course, him being part of the Jerry Maguire movie. He was the guy behind the over-the-top guy. So he was trying to over the top to keep up with him as like his hanger-on friend, sort of manager sort of guy, that type of thing. It seems that as of late, Aries Spears have gotten into this thing of feeling like he's big time, feeling like he's this guy that's like so legendary right now that people just getting at him, and there is a thing against blackballing him. Now let's just cover a few things that may have been at issue here. Now, one major thing that he cites is Jordan Peele, because Ari Spears, if you've seen any of his movies, Ari Spears was never the hood guy in hood New York movies or anything of that nature. It wasn't happening. You know, he was on Mad TV. He was doing his Mad TV stuff. It was really nothing like he was the hood guy. There was really no hood. I guess he could try to play that, but it was like the weird hood guy. The crackhead guy. What you do, man? What you do? You know what I'm saying? That type of shit like that. You know what I'm saying? It won't really like, oh, I'm gonna be the hood, intimidating type guy. You know what I'm saying? At least that was my thought. And I mean, the movies definitely tell the tale, and that'll come around once again now. But now, I guess he felt like Jordan Peele and Keegan Michael Key came along, and they sort of really, look, let's just go ahead and clear something up right now for those who may not know. Both Key and Peele are biracial. They're half black and they're half white. So it's not, you know what I'm saying? So basically, much like Colin Kaepernick, and what people wonder, why was Colin Kaepernick so quote unquote late to the party? Because I mean, the kid grew up how he grew up. Look, you grow up in a place where people are halfway decent. That if they do have any prejudices against you or have any issues with you or your, you or your mom, basically, or you being a biracial kid or whatever, they may have hit it well. He never felt the racism that he had coming up. So once he finally was able to become an adult and see what was really going on out there and really get a good glimpse of what's happening, it affected him. He made a decision. Most people want to act like, oh, and then they want to act like, oh, he just did that because he knew his contract was going to be up. No, that man was sitting on the bench making a ton of money. He was probably the highest paid bench, bench quarterback, there was. At that point, he could have kept doing that. And he decided to basically speak up and make a statement. He decided to be part of a moment and of a movement that could not be denied at this point. I still give him a lot of credit for that. So much the same way that can happen, that could happen the same way that Jordan Peele and Keegan Michael Key, can live their lives and feel a certain way and grow up a certain way and hang out with certain friends, and it's not a thing of, it's not a gene. It's just what people come around to. And for you and basically Ari Spears basically made it a point to call them overall, just call them corny for one, and act like they're like really sort of call him. I guess he has an issue. He's on this tangent, and that's part of what got him attacked on a radio show. Where he's getting on this thing of, oh, you're light skinned, I'm dark skinned, you're, you wish you could be black, you're this, you're that, and those who don't, and those like Jordan Peele, like Peele and Key, who don't seem to want to be black, then they're the cornballs. They're the guys who will go in against some real niggas, and they would be scared. They would be, what I'm saying? Whatever. See, but the thing is, you have to understand is that whatever real niggas that he's referring to, will probably make, the average black person, intimidated as well, because there's going to be, because he basically wants to imply that there will be just a real intimidation factor, because they're going to be all, they're going to be all, I guess, gully and this and that. I mean, whatever, dude.
That looks good. Okay, this isn't happening. I mean, really gorgeous.
All I can say,
You know, I always thought I had a chance, but it's tiny stronger than that. There's birthday.
okay, all I can say is that I don't know if really, I guess the only role that I could have seen Ari Spears playing in Get Out would have been the role for, the role played by Lil Rel Howery. And I guess it's a thing of, yeah, do I want to put a dude that's up and coming, that's funny, that's cool, that they don't get down with that kind of, bullshit. That look, if I'm not trying to be a house nigga, if I'm not trying to be, a motherfucker that's look at what he's done. Look at what he's done. Get Out just shows you right there that he could have went a completely different way. Keanu shows that he's willing to acknowledge and make fun of the fact that, hey, yeah, I'm a little bit, I grew up a certain way, and it's like, yeah, okay, I that happened. I'm half black, I'm half white. That fucking happened. But for someone to kind of make it seem like it's, it's a condemnation against them. Like they've done something. I can see if they've done something, that will really make you feel like, okay, they're turning their back on black people, they're shitting on black people, and they're acting like, and they're making these videos, these comments, and they're talking shit. No, that's not what they do. This motherfucker made Get Out, and basically, and there was no way he was going to be able to play Daniel Kaluuya's bro. If I got that right, I do apologize if I didn't. Kaluuya, but he couldn't have played that role. No way, he couldn't have played that role. Just no. Okay, so Lil Rel's role, or maybe one of the cops that was laughing, along with Erica Alexander, and which is kind of funny. I think it's kind of ironic because, of course, she's married to an old ass white man. I don't know if he's still alive or anything, but she did this whole like reality thing, documentary thing where she was showing her wedding planning while she was getting married to this old white dude. It was funny. But all right, whatever. But anyways, so yeah, was it going to be a big role? It won an Academy Award, but really, was it going to be a big role for you? You know what I'm saying? It's just the way you look at it. Lil Rel was coming up. He funny, he had a certain way about it. I don't know. It's like, okay, why we can get this guy? Why get this guy and put some guy who, who really didn't feel like, and then you already looking at it because it's like it's like you're just a jerk kid who knows that you never feel like somebody's gonna get the upper hand on you. So it's like, I'll just talk shit and I'll talk shit and I'll just talk about people and I act like it's like this, or I can be real about it because I'll never feel like they'll get the upper hand on me. And then they do. And then it's like, oh, and then you want to act like, and then you want to put the onus on them to be more professional, or that maybe he was going, but why? Why is there got to be such a situation for him to, oh, it's so sweet. I get to talk. I get to finally let Ari Spears know how I feel, the professional asshole, quote unquote, how I feel about how he treated, about what he had to say about me. Like, why? It's like, it's weird that he feels like that is that's on his mindset at that point. It's all about vibes. He came in there, keeping it chill, keeping the vibes positive, and seeing how you would come off, seeing how Ari Spears would come off in the whole meeting and everything like that. And he'll leave you wondering, what I'm saying? Could you have been a shoe-in if you hadn't been such a sucker like that? And talking shit about, about Jordan Peele like you know him? Like, No, and better yet, no, I'm not even going to do that. He won't talking shit about them like he knew them. He was talking shit about them like they're just a standard issue person, like everybody. There's dozens of guys like Keegan, like Key and Peele. Like that's the thing that he wanted to play that out as, like, oh my God, Let me see if we can't Tone down this light just a tad. Okay, but it's a thing of it's a thing of why are you saying it? Why are you saying it? What is it that? Because see, when people use will call somebody out, it's based on what they have or haven't done. What do they? It's like basically Bill Cosby, setting up scholarships. Because which, by the way, I understand, and everybody always touts that he gave scholarships and was responsible for thousands of kids going to college. But I think that if somebody would just have enough to say, you know what, maybe those thousands of dollars that we can put for scholarships, maybe we can put into programs in the inner city to where all those kids can feel like I can go to college for something. I can go, and do something, fast track situations to where we, hey, kid that says I want to do art, I want to give them a fast track, help them build up their grades, build up what they're doing, get them into the right place, give them programs. I would rather give programs that give people that help set up schools, to foster those kids' art ambitions to where, or anything they might want to look into and give them more of a fast track to basically get to that school that will help them give them certifications to where they can move forward in their lives. That's the type of thing that I feel like those tens of thousands of dollars could be put into so that so many thousands more can be more productive in life, live their dreams and make it productive for them, make it work for them. That's just my little part in that. But that aside, Bill Cosby still doesn't have the right to go out here and speak about Black people in such a stereotypical, just ridiculous way. I found it appalling. I still do to this day. For you, for you to not, for you to think that gives you this throne to be able to, whenever you get ready to come out and address the Black people, you can just start talking about them like they're just, like, I'm a Black man, so I am able to speak on the stereotypes that are out there and act like they're absolutely true. You're around here, you rather go and buy your kids $100 sneakers and all type of shit like that, and not teach them English, get them hooked on phonics and all this. I mean, come on, man, it's ridiculous. Even with the rape situation aside, which we can't put aside. Of course, I'm not putting that aside, but just saying, like, you can add that on if you want. But I'm saying even before you add that on, I'm still saying that right there, I would say fuck you anyway, just because, because you think you can say some shit like that. Fuck you. So, but that's where you would call somebody out on what they're doing and what they're not doing, and acting like, okay, they just fronting ass motherfuckers, like with Al Sharpton. I'm sorry, Al. You can be up, Al Sharpton. I will take this picture one day because it's plenty of times a billboard sitting right up there that shows. Everyone knows it anyway. They should now anyway. That Larry Elder and Al Sharpton are on the same radio station. They have radio shows. I'm not sure, but at least here in Virginia, they're marketing them together. They got a big ass billboard with both their big ass heads on the billboard and their radio shows. It's like, what the fuck is this? But people are surprised, when Al Sharpton, somebody revealed that has some inner knowledge that Al Sharpton was at some kind of Republican convention thing and whatnot. Okay, like that surprises you? Like, come on, folks. But anyway, so yeah, I think it's off. I think it's awesome. I think it's more awesome, more clever. It shows. And I guess if you can see from Get Out and Us, that Jordan Peele definitely has a clever mind, almost mischievous, devious mind. And so, yeah, did he want to? Did he maybe want to leave Aries Spears wondering whether? Whether the comments that he made about him, may have contributed to the fact that why he may have not been a shoe-in to, to maybe get that little railroad. Maybe, maybe not. Maybe Lil Rel was just better. And, and maybe they just thought we'd rather go with him than some guy who's kind of just, really over the hill at this point. Maybe, maybe not. But then it's like the thing that's funny about this guy, I'm not sure what the timeline is on that, but I would have to look into that, but it just seems like, but I would certainly hope, but it's weird. I don't think so. I think it went the other way. I think he didn't learn from this situation. And I think he went forward, going on the show, and basically, now the way he explains this is that, oh, I'm a professional asshole. I'm just talking shit. I'm like playing the dozens. The dozens is okay, you so light skinned, blah 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 blah. But you saying that that light skinned guys always try to be so loud because they want to be black. Like, you're talking real shit to somebody. I don't give a fuck where you're from. Like, being from New York, I mean, that's the thing. A lot of motherfuckers think they're from New York. Because they're from New York, they can say shit. And it's like, we don't really, I'm just busting your balls like the Italians do. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck are you? You know what? Let me tell you something. Okay? We can joke around and talk shit, but I know when an Italian motherfucker, like, oh yeah, I'm sitting over here minding my business, and Action Jackson comes over here, you know what I'm saying? You know what the fuck is going on right there. You know that's a fucking jab. That's not being lighthearted. That's you trying to fucking, you know what I'm saying? You're making a click about my race, you know what I'm saying, without saying it. You know, you're able to say it another way by making a reference. When you think about Action Jackson, you think about a black dude, Carl Weathers, it's a black dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, what the fuck? I mean, it is what it is. So in fact, you have that. All right. But anyway, I would just say that basically New Yorkers would know more than anything that when you're talking real shit to somebody, let's just, when you're talking some real shit to somebody, I can say, okay, yeah, we talking shit. We jabbing, man, you black ass motherfucker. Now we said some shit like that. We need to get the whole context of the video. It could be worth getting up, getting that up on YouTube and seeing if we can get the whole context of the video, because I think that may be important. Crap. Give me a second, folks. Do apologize, folks. I maybe should have gave you a music break, but I knew it wouldn't be that long. Just about snacky snack time. But anyway, I just want to say that I want to be clear about that. I've known a lot of people from New York. I've had some transplant roots from New York. So, I mean, it's like, and I've even been there a couple of times. A couple of times I couldn't remember, and one time that I could. I was very, very young, and it was a very, very weird TV. It was almost weird movie-like experience where you didn't expect a multiracial gang to be accosting you, but that's what you fucking saw, a multiracial gang, cut off gloves, spike bracelets, and all of that good shit, leather and everything. It was wild. But anyway, that was a fucking long time ago, and I still hanker to get back actually, and of course, get to Coney Island. That is the destination. So I definitely want to do that. And, but mainly, when you're kind of playing around with somebody and when you're really saying some real shit. And I've gone back and forth with guys from New York. I've done the dozens with guys from around here, Newport News, Hampton, you name it. But you don't get into whole situations like, man, you know what I'm saying? You don't know how to fucking please your wife, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, your wife, man, you know what I'm saying? Like, your wife's sitting around here unsatisfied, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's, nah. Like, nigga, you so loud. You want to talk all this shit. You so loud, nigga. Like, it's like they were having a conversation and, I get that you think your personality, I guess. I get that you think it's your personality, but it seemed like they were having a conversation, because if somebody tell you shut the fuck up, I'm talking, like, it's really not a whole, like we're having a good time, we're joking around, so we're mixing it up. It seemed like it was a conversation, and it seemed like you're being rude. So it's like, he's tripping, and the thing is, he's tripping because it's like, because oh my God, why am I forgetting his name? Corey Holcomb said that he was drunk or whatever. Well, he wasn't. See, and he's like, I'm not drunk like I'm sitting there. Blah, 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 blah. No, you're not drunk when you were doing that. You were drunk the way you were a little bit too. You know what I'm saying? Like we're trying to have a conversation. We're trying to talk about things, and every time you make a comment, it's not even like you being clever and saying something funny while you're having a conversation. It's like you're saying dumb shit that's really starting to irritate motherfuckers. And it's like, and it's like, if you weren't drunk, then you understand you have to read the room at that point. Understand what the hell's going on and be able to, okay, this is not quite going the way, I thought it was going to go. So maybe I should, hey, my bad, man. I didn't think it was like that. Let me go ahead and pull back a little bit. If you're a professional and you realize, okay, situations, see, that's the thing where it's like it becomes false. But let me go ahead and finish that before I go into that whole tirade. But basically, he starts going, now the context of the video, because I mean, mainly the thing that people will get on is the actual fight itself, or the assault, whatever you want to put it as, attack, snapping, the whatever the incident. Before the incident occurred, he's saying things like, it's always these light-skinned guys, light-skinned motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? He's saying all this type of shit, like he's really targeting this motherfucker because he's light-skinned. It's like at certain points, man, and the guy's letting him know, man, he's letting them know straight up. Now, see, this is what, I don't know if he's from New York or whatever, but wherever he's from, he's letting them know straight up, like, yo, bro, I don't know what's on your mind right now, but I'm about to put hands on you because you coming at me in a way that a lot of motherfuckers just know they don't come at me like, and he didn't get the message. And that's when old boy just got up and started. You can say he sucker punched him, but I mean, I'm sorry. I guess I'm sorry. Look, I'm starting to get convinced that a sucker punch is when a sucker gets punched. When you finally decide to punch a sucker. You know what I'm saying? It's just, I'm sorry, because a sucker punch normally means that if a person doesn't see it coming, they don't expect it, the person kind of sneaks up on them and hits them. You know what I'm saying? A sucker punch. But if a person tells you, they're sitting right beside you and they're telling you right now, I'm gonna put my hands on you, dog. You really going overboard. I'm gonna put my hands on you. And no, he gets up and he starts throwing. I mean, come on, dude. You ain't get sucker punched unless you consider sucker punch being that he finally decided to punch the sucker in the situation. Just saying. I just putting that out there. But anyway, so he took a couple of shots and he held up his guard, and I think D. Ray Davis even, like, he complimented him, saying like he held up his guard like somebody, yeah, you around New York long enough and you go into a gym or two, yeah, you're bound to learn how to cover up. You're bound to learn how to cover up, but I just find it funny that it was self-defense. The tape would prove it. He came up and he hit him first. So that whole thing of, if I shoot you, you know what I'm saying? If you shoot me, you famous. If I shoot you, I'm brainless. What's a nigga to do? That you couldn't even get that right, by the way, because that shows you how falsely you are, because you couldn't even get that right, but you're trying to use it as like, that's my thought process. It's not your thought process if you can't even get it right in your head, so it's not your thought process. That's just what you want to say now to make it seem like you being, you know what I'm saying, that you're trying to be, you're trying to think on a higher level. No, if you thought on a higher level, man, you will understand at a certain point. If you thought you were a professional asshole and this is what I do, I get under people's skin and people just don't like how I come off, he didn't see you as aggressive. He's seeing you as being somebody that was trying to come off a certain way. And it's like, nah, man, there's levels to everything. And even if you thought, okay, this is my boy over here. That's what Corey told you. That's my boy. And so he cool. So this is his boy. So that's my boy right there, Corey. So he cool. But it's like, nah, man, still, if that dude lets you know, look, man, what you coming off about ain't really like I don't do it that way, basically. And it's like, and you don't get that message, it becomes a very concerning situation. Becomes a very, very concerning situation. I can only put that as. And him not getting the message, either you are drunk or you just think that maybe if I do this, it'll get more attention back on me. That if I get, you know, that if I get somebody to attack me, then maybe I'm able to really get some more attention. I don't know, but let's see. Let's see this businesswoman thing. Let's hear this. Let's see what we think about businesswoman. 1 second, folks. Well, I hope you enjoyed that, folks. Once again, that was a very interesting track called Businesswoman. And so I'm going to have to take care of a thing or two here because we don't want our domestic partner coming home and feeling like there's absolutely nothing to come back to. So we have to cover them. We have to cover their back on that. So we do what we must. And once we do what we must and sample just a tad, we will get on our way. But while I'm doing that, trying to do that, I will at least try to finish up the little info that we had here. So basically, what I was trying to say about Aries Spears is that basically there was also a point in time also in confrontations that seemed to always hit along with Aries Spears here is that also there was a point that he got confronted by the DMX for his impression of him of basically when DMX, excuse me. Sorry folks. Podcast. See, this is what happens. It's not a blooper. This is just kind of, it's kind of what happens. Sorry. But anyway, he was, I guess I don't know if he didn't like his impression. I just, but here's the thing. Oops, excuse me for a moment. Yes. Yeah.
You want to do your show?
Ty, I told you. Okay, what's going on? What do you want?
Do you know if I could take any money off of this card?
You would have had to read the instructions, Talia, that you were given when you were sent the card. There should be instructions to let you know what you're able to do and what possible fees they may cost you. But once again, folks, as I tell you, life balancing as a parent and having to be a YouTube creator, I guess, also along with, well, anyway, but I guess as conversations go, now you may say, well, is there a certain reason that he not like what, how he impersonated him? Was it more so that? I don't think so, because there have been other people who have ventured to impersonate DMX from time to time for different reasons, different modes and situations. I certainly don't think that DMX, as a matter of fact, if I can remember correctly, there was a point that DMX even did a skit where someone was playing his mother or something like that, if I can remember correctly. It was actually funny, and it actually showed that DMX has a sense of humor about, how he rolls, He seemed to have a bit of a sense of humor about it. Now, I don't know whether people can say, okay, look, man, he didn't like that from him or whatever. I can't say that. I can tell you this, though. Now, there was a song from DMX called Where the Hood At? Okay? Now, in one of the first lines, in the first verse of that song, one of the lines that DMX says is that I show no love to homo thugs. Okay? And he kind of goes and elaborates on what he's talking about and things like that. So basically, but that's the whole thing. I show no love to homo thugs. Now you take that particular phrase, homo thug, and how does that connect to DMX and even Aries Spears? 2015, Aries Spears was in a movie called The Promotion. And what character did Aries Spears play? When I looked up and went into that, what did they categorize? Did he have a name? Like people have a name, like, okay, Jamal, blah, 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 or just Jamal or whatever. But when in fact, Aries Spears was charactered homo thug people. So I just want to give you just to give you a little bit of a gotcha moment. Like, could that be why DMX? Oh wow, this is just ridiculous. I guess we need to turn the light on for this last few minutes, folks. Let's try and do that. It's getting a little too dark in here. We don't want to do all of that. But at any rate, now, but again, like it's weird. It's one of those weird things that seems to follow Aries Spears around. Like, did DMX really do that because of that? Did DMX do that because there, like I said again, but all I can tell you is that with all honesty, there have been other people who have impersonated DMX before. Aries Spears is not the sole and only person who has dared to impersonate DMX. I guarantee it. For some reason, DMX chose to confront Aries Spears on it. Just says a lot, and maybe it might be an aha moment the next week that I might be able to say, maybe it was because of that. But maybe we'll just leave that. Maybe we'll do that as a bit of a homework assignment. Maybe I'll go and do some journalism. Oops. Did I say that? Maybe I'll go and do that and see, is that what happened? Or a better question is that why it happened? So we'll see. We'll give it a shot and we'll move forward from here. And but let's see. Anything else that I want to speak on? Oh yeah, the dig. I guess I like to come off the cuff with certain things here. Russell Westbrook and James Harden trade. I just want to say that Skip Bayless, when it comes to all of this, now a lot of people I think would never want to bet against this and say that and I think it would be people really feel stupid to say, wait a second, it's not, they would be worse with James Harden on the team than better. It would just be stupid to say. So no one's really going to say that. But people always want to point at, these two guys dominate the ball. How are they going to work together? And they're confounded by the fact that they sought this out. They wanted to play together. And Skip Bayless is the only one who really is digging deep. He's digging deeper, not so much in the friendship, because all that's apparent, and people know that they grew up, that they grew up knowing each other. They, even though they went to different colleges, because that's the way shit works sometimes, they ended up in Oklahoma City playing together, and realized that it's just like old times, it was awesome. And, they want to have that awesome feeling again. They both realized that when they played together was the only time. Now you go say it was Kevin Durant, whatever. That was the only time they got to the finals. Either one of them. Now James Harden has come over here. He's made great strides. I think James Harden, along with Mike D'Antoni, is starting to try to structure a team that's like what Oklahoma City was back in the day. Think about it. I would consider it, and I would see what happens, because think about it like this. Okay. It's like, basically, why wouldn't you want that? You have a much better situation going on here. You got these two guys that can play their roles. Of course, man, if James Harden knew, man, come on. If he knows, okay, this man's going to drive and get three people crashing on him, and he's going to kick it back to me, and I just got all this time I'm going to kill that. Why wouldn't I want that? Why would I want to always do this all the time? People are not thinking. Skip Bayless was thinking when he said, you know what? These are the guys the last couple of years that's led the league, in a league that's got Conley, in a league that's got CP3, in a league that's got Steph Curry, in a league that's got, and a league that's got all these guards out here that play so well. These two guys that people call problems, they were leading the league in assists the last couple of years. Either one or the other was leading the league in assists. These guys can rebound their asses off. Also, both of them. You're going to have so you got guys like Capella and PJ Tucker, who's gritty, who's going to give you that dirty work. You know what I'm saying? Who's going to give you that extra shit, even extra than their extra. He's going to give that to you too. So it's like he's giving you that. You're going to have a great rebounding team. That's another thing that people don't realize. You're going to have a great rebounding team. You're going to have a running team. Guys are going to have to learn how to run. Guys, I'm telling you right now, learn how to run. See, that mid-range two-pointer type of shit just don't work. You know, see, now you got a type of guy that two-pointers, we're going to go and we're going to start streaking to the fucking basket. But otherwise, we're either going to see 3 points. It's like either you go, I like what they want. Now you got the guys, I'm just trying to tell you, it's going to be great. I'm talking about this one, and I'm not talking about any of the other stuff because I think this one is the most interesting because nobody can figure out why it's happening. That's the main reason why it's the most interesting. Two, because I like both of these guys. You know what I'm saying? That's another thing. I like both of these guys immensely. James Harden, Russell Westbrook, I like both of these guys immensely. And I like what they did. They always, that's the one thing that if you don't know anything else, if there's one thing that I know about James Harden and Russell Westbrook for sure, is that they're going to do their own thing. They're going to go their own way. You see it in the fashion. You see it in just how they do the commercials that they do. You know what I'm saying? They're always going to be doing the different thing. And they're always going to do what people don't expect them to do. And I think that's always going to be fun with them. And that's why they're going to love being together because they can do the fun shit and have the kind of fun that other people just wouldn't be able to understand and couldn't get with. So it's going to be a great, great time. I can't wait. I'm not a fanboy anymore. I don't really report. Excuse me. I don't really report on sports like that anymore. I don't know if that'll help. I don't know. I mean, honestly, see, this is Delinquent Studios, and this is what we do here. The podcast allows me to kick back a little bit, not be so regimented, and give you a little bit more perspective at different times. So now I'm having another perspective moment and saying, you know what? Maybe I should think about doing a little bit of sports here and there, but in my own way, like this, because that's the thing. I could talk about the LeBron situation, the Lakers situation. I could talk about the LA Clippers situation. I could talk about the Brooklyn Nets situation. I could talk about a lot of these different things. But at the end of the day, the most interesting situation to me, and that's how I like to approach different things. I take the thing that people aren't talking about that much, or maybe talking about a lot, and talk about it in a way that they maybe weren't getting a quite that perspective on. Skip Bayless was going there, and he was showing you like these guys are double digits. I think you can almost say that James Harden was almost averaging a double as far as points and fucking assists goes. Anyway, either way, either points and assists or points and rebounds, he was averaging a double or close to a triple double. So basically, you have two guys here that if you can fucking make the shot, I'll pass you the ball. If you know what the fuck I'm trying to do here, get where you need to be. I'm coming to the basket. If I see people crashing and you're open, I'll kick it to you. Westbrook at a young age, where he was really trying to establish himself, he showed that he could do that. But you feel like you feel and you do what you do and you feel like guys around you aren't really able to do that shit the way you do it, then, But anyway, folks, I've been dipping off here and there, right, folks? Because, look, I'm going to be real with you, all right? It was smelling good in here, and I had to do it. I don't know if you can see them, but I had to do it. The chicken tenders, man, they were calling the honey battered. Oh, my God, they were good. They were fucking good. I had to get one or two. I had to sneak off of there, folks. But this is what we do, and I had a great time. I'm trying to get to 50 minutes at least. I know I can't really get to an hour because, you know, I got priorities, man. I got obligations that I got to meet, and I can't. As much as I would like to, as much as I wish I could have came here earlier and things like that, but you got to work, man. Life calls, it happens, it moves, it flows, man. And I'm trying. Being a YouTube creator is quite a commitment, and it's one that I'm trying to uphold the best that I can. A lot of people concentrate on one channel, so it allows them to pace themselves in a way that's comfortable and allows them to stay consistent. Me, I've always been willing to push myself, further than what I thought I might could push myself, or what most people feel like they would push themselves. And that's always been me. So I've always tried to be the guy that was, look, hey, I could go out here and try to work for somebody else's magazine, but why don't I try to run my own magazine? Hey, I could be the guy that could eat shit for another several years and in the hopes that things will work out, that somebody else will find the idea that will make it work out for all of us, and that I'll finally be respected and looked at as somebody that can contribute. But you have to say, no, maybe I need to go back out there, as hard of a road as it's going to be, and just start doing what the fuck I do. But, eventually we're going to have to make that sandwich a different way, aren't we? So we're going to have to get the show back, aren't we? We're going to have to get Dark Deals back, aren't we? We're going to have to do that. And we will do that. But I guess you can say I'm just enjoying the Night Owl Lounge. I'm enjoying the response and everything like that. Yes, would I love, subscriptions? Of course. But at the end of the day, I like the fact that people are viewing it, that there are more views that I get than I have subscribers. It's awesome. To have more people that are actually looking at it, but they're not subscribing just yet, but they're actually still interested in it. When I put out a video, they're looking at it. That's cool with me. I like that. It's showing consistency, and it's showing that I can grow. It's getting better. It's getting better. And I just hope that if I stay more consistent and get more consistent, that things will be better. So I like to thank you for the people who will watch this, the people who came on for a short time and chose to watch it a little bit. For those who may view it later on and might be interested in why I do this podcast. Why would I be so willing to do this? You're not in a legalized, but folks, you can't kill an idea. I'm in my own home. I'm not hurting anyone. I'm not a dealer. I'm not a distributor. I don't kill anyone. I'm not a hitman. I'm not a, I'm not a mule, anything like that. I'm just a person who enjoys what he enjoys, and would feel like that people wouldn't get hurt if you would stop making this into such a criminalized situation. Same thing with alcohol. Those same people, those people want cartels. Those people want hit squats. Those people were regular people who wanted to drink alcohol. And you said, you know what, you can't. And they said, you know what, we're going to build race cars so that we can outrun you and then get it to the place we need to get it to so that we can sell it. So if you don't catch us and we can get it to the place we need to get it to, you'll never find where we are. You'll never find where the alcohol is. It gets sold and we make money. We get to drink and everybody wins except for you. So that's all I'm saying. So just think about it, folks. It's an idea that's on its way, and we just need to just embrace. But if not, hey, I got to do what I got to do, and you got to do what you got to do, and hopefully we all get to live truly free. But got to do what you got to do in the meantime, between time. So, folks, as always, in all shows, common thread will always be there when you see this face is to stay woke and stay wary, folks. Enjoy. Keep on enjoying. I certainly will be back enjoying myself. So, people, enjoy your weekend. We're going to get into some nice shows. Hopefully, you'll be in tune later on tonight as I plan to get some other things done. Maybe that will definitely a Cooper Matrix. We're definitely going to get that done. And I hope, and I'm certainly hopeful and pretty sure we can get a Night Owl Lounge taken care of. So stay tuned, folks. Hopefully, if you get this message, get with me later on tonight if you can. Check you later.